anything that you love and admire about someone, and you feel like you look up to them for it because you don't really think that you have those parts within you, write them down. And then anything that you really dislike, despise about someone, and you feel that, oh, thank goodness, I am not like that person. I am so much better than them. Like they're this, write them down. Anytime that someone has triggered you, see what characteristic has in them or in what they've done that has triggered you, and write it down. Anytime that you feel some kind of jealousy from someone, so you have to be in touch with your feelings, write it down. What are you jealous about? And then after you make all of that list down, I want you to say, I am this. Just write the words I am or I have. And for each one of those characteristics, which each one of those things, I want you to start to ask yourself, when have I been like this? Or what kind of evidence shows that I am somehow like this? And it doesn't have to be with action. Sometimes it's just a thought. Sometimes it's just a desire. Okay? Write it down, because those parts, you'll notice that they all exist within you. And I want you to acknowledge them, see them. Ask, what is this part trying to do? What are the needs of this part? What's it trying to communicate to me? When would this part be helpful, actually? When would it be helpful to be aggressive? When would it be helpful in my life to be manipulative? When would it be helpful you make your way down that list. So what are some times that I've done this? What are some evidences to support that I'm already like this? When would it be helpful to be like these things? And then you'll also find them for the things that are positive, that you've admired. So could these traits be in me? Why am I not embracing these traits? What about those traits would make my life harder if I had them? Especially when I was young. What would have happened, if I was young and I was, I was very enthusiastic about telling the truth and speaking my mind and just being really honest about my feelings. Was that safe? Would that have been safe for me? You might realize that it wouldn't have been, and this is why you didn't want to do it. If you don't consider yourself a nice person, ask yourself, why is it that when I was young, I decided not to be the nice person? Maybe if I was nice, I would have been ignored. So I had to be the troublemaker so that I wouldn't be ignored. But that nice person still exists within me. And so you start realizing that you are everything on that paper. You're just not practicing it. And you might say, well, sometimes I don't even want to practice that. If I practice that, I will get in trouble. Well, you don't have to practice everything, but at least acknowledge that it's all you. Acknowledge that these are all a part of you, and your whole self includes all of those. Step 1. Step 2, once you acknowledge them, once you embrace them, once you know, yes, I am all of these things, and you make peace with that, then you have to decide intentionally, consciously, how do I want to act? Which elements will I act on and which elements will I not act on? I won't suppress them. I will not suppress them. They're there. They are still tools in my toolbox. But I'm not going to use this tool because this tool is not going to work. my values are telling me that I should not be using this tool. Unless, and perhaps there will be some situations that come up where you need to use that tool. You don't even know what these situations are yet, but you might need to use them. And in that case, you will use them without judgment. Does that make sense? So do this exercise and let me know. You feel free to share with me what has come up. What is in your shadow that you might be scared to integrate? What things are you thinking, all right, if I do this, I'm not going to be, a good enough person, or it's going to help me, it's going to be dangerous for me, or I'm not going to succeed this way, or. Because all of these rules that you've made were the reason why you have suppressed those parts of you. But just practice by saying, yes, I am this and this and this, and I love myself, and I accept myself. That's the first step. I love myself. I accept myself. I love this part. I accept this part. I acknowledge this part. Yes, that's in me. Yes, that's me. Yes, that's me. That's just one side. I have all of these tools. I am all of these different parts. But these are my values. These are my goals. And I intend to show up in this way. And you do this consciously.